I am sorry, but get woke, go broke doesn't cut it in this story. This may be several orders of magnitude worse than getting woke and getting broke. This is like NBA players get woke and then collapse, fall into the ground and start crying in the fetal position. Because not only do we have the get woke, go broke of NBA playoffs ratings on ESPN down 40%, we're now hearing that NBA players are traumatized by the news and want to boycott games. Oh, the NBA is done, man. Let's just read this. We got from Outkick. They say the first round of the NBA playoffs on ESPN is down 40% over the last year. Let me put that into context. That's not good. That's context. It's not good. Get your Get Woke, Go Broke t-shirt here, and they link to it. The first round, down 40%. This is what happens when you embrace far left-wing politics instead of just playing basketball, he continued. This is what happens when you kneel for the national anthem, when you post social justice warrior slogans on the back of jerseys, and what happens when you put Black Lives Matter on the court. Clay summed it up. People out there who just want to watch basketball say, hey, they got woke, let them go broke, I'm leaving. And they sell t-shirts. But I bring you now to, I don't believe this is a real story, but it's Yahoo certified. Sources, Players Association in active talks about with players about logistics of potentially boycotting games. You got to hear this one, man. I just want to build up suspense a little bit. The NBA Players Association Executive Committee is in active discussions with players who are seeking guidance on the logistics of potentially boycotting games, league sources told Yahoo Sports. An assembly organized by players who are emotionally traumatized by the latest police-involved shooting of an African-American that was captured on video, was held Tuesday night at Disney's Coronado Springs Resort, sources said. And there were multiple conversations about what actions could be taken throughout the day. I kid you not. You got me clapping like the people on Twitter. Organized by players who are emotionally traumatized. What? Wow, man. You know what I woke up to this morning? A video of a guy with a bullet in his head, struggling to move, crying as he lay dying. I can still do my job. You're traumatized by this, man? Wow. Hard times, good. Hard times, strong men, that whole thing, right? I've been around the world. I've seen some crazy stuff. I once did a hostile environment training where they had us in an SUV and then a bunch of dudes with guns kidnapped the women. And then they had the women behind a shed screaming horrifying things. They were trying to simulate what happens, when you don't live in America. But these people are traumatized by seeing a video. To me, that's got to be fake news. Like, there's no way. They must be lying, right? Like, they're just trying to they're trying to use Black Lives Matter for a negotiating tactic or something. Beats me. Oklahoma City Thunder star Chris Paul, the union president, and Miami Heat forward Andre Iguodala, first vice president of the union, were in attendance to show support. Players began reaching out to the committee in recent days, sharing that they're not in the right frame of mind to play basketball, sources said. You know what? Sources said there's a sizable faction of players who are psychologically distraught by the video of Jacob Blake. This is real. You know what, man? Your ratings are in the gutter. I say we just end the NBA. How about that? We just shut it down. It's not essential, right? Hey, there we go. Look, there's a story about a guy who played on the Bulls. And at some point, while he was still on the Bulls, he went to a Wendy's. And he went to the manager and said, yo, I'm this guy playing the Bulls. And the guy was all like, wow, really? And he goes, yeah, can you teach me everything you know about running a Wendy's? And the manager was like, yeah. And now the dude owns a bunch of Wendy's. It was a smart business move. Very, very clever. These guys, they play basketball. Takes a lot of talent to be the best of the best. I got respect for all the training and time and energy. But let's be real, man. You're really pushing it when you're saying that you watched a video on the internet and now you can't do your job. All right, so they say his family attorney said 3 of his children were there. There have since been protests and unrest in Kenosha, which has led to 2 fatalities. The union's approach is to educate players on the pros and cons of boycotting games and reassuring them that they would be supported regardless of whatever they decide to do. Sources said, please boycott the games. Please do it. Oh, man, I support you. Boycott all the games. Every single one of these 60% that are still watching the NBA, I have to imagine a large portion are not woke, and they're going to be like, why is the dude not playing? Why is the game not happening? And then they'll walk away from your dumb woke game. There is ongoing dialogue on what more could be done inside the bubble to raise awareness of racial injustice in an effort to enact change and thwart police brutality toward people of color, sources said. I kid you not. Their whole mission is, we need to go more woke. We already lost 40% of our viewership, but please, how can we lose more? And they're trying really hard to destroy the NBA. The hearts of players are heavy, with some feeling intense guilt for playing, and that they're providing entertainment that is drowning out the injustices that are plaguing this country. Players can request to speak with a counselor in the bubble. They literally call it a bubble. This is fake news, isn't it? It's yahoo.com. It's NewsGuard. I can't believe this is real. I'm being pranked, aren't I? No. Certified NewsGuard source. Did somebody hack Yahoo or something? I don't believe this is real. I don't believe it's real. For the record, if it turns out this is a hoax, I said I didn't believe it. You heard me. Because they can find a counselor in the bubble by setting up an appointment in the league's campus app. But because of confidentiality, it is not known if that resource is being utilized. We shouldn't have to even come to this damn place, to be honest. Milwaukee Bucks guard George Hill said Monday. I think coming here just took all the focal points off of what the issues are. Dude, you play basketball. You're not a politician. Athletes aren't immune to being racially profiled. Sources said as a tactic to avoid being pulled over, a few players have purchased... This is not real. This is not real. There's no way this is real. To avoid being pulled over, a few players have purchased Teslas, believing that police wouldn't suspect a black man to be operating that vehicle. This is a prank. This is not a real article. It's NewsGuard certified. There's no way they just said that they bought Teslas to avoid getting pulled over. Is this real? I don't know what's going on, man. Multiple players have stated publicly that kneeling during the anthem and everyone on campus wearing Black Lives Matter t-shirts in the bubble isn't sending a strong enough message. This is satire. Is this satire? I'm not even kidding. Is this satire? Sources: Players Association in active talks about logistics of potentially boycotting games. Yahoo Sports. This has got to be fake, man. The pain on campus is real. Before arriving in Orlando, players had intended to meet weekly to strategize on the best ways to make a difference away from home. But the practices, film studies, and the games every other day muffled those plans, sources said. This is what players such as Kyle Irving and Dwight Howard and others had feared. Would it be nice in a perfect world? We all say we're not playing, and the owner of the Milwaukee Bucks, that's going to trickle down, said Fred Van Vliet on Tuesday. If he steps up to the plate and he puts pressure on the district attorney's office and state's attorney and governors and politicians to make real change and get some justice, I know it's not that simple, but at the end of the day, if we're going to sit here and talk about making change, then at some point we're going to have to put our nuts on the line and actually put something up to lose rather than just money or visibility. I'm just over the media aspect of it. It's sensationalized. We talk about it every day. That's all we see, but it just feels like a big pacifier to me. This is a joke. Somewhere it's going to say it's a joke, right? This is real. This is a real article. I don't even know what to say at this point. I'm sorry, guys. I can't. I was reading this earlier and I went through it and I didn't realize it was this ridiculous. I'm dumbfounded. What stands out to me, just watching the Republican convention, Rivers said as he removed his face mask to read vote, they're spewing this fear, right? All you hear Donald Trump and all of them talking about is fear. We're the ones getting killed. We're the ones getting shot. We're the ones that 32 people are dead, dude. 32 people from the riots. What are you talking about? What was it? 13 unarmed black men were shot and killed last year by the cops. 32 people have died so far in the riots. You are more likely to be killed in the riots than you are to be a black man unarmed getting shot by the police. I'm not saying that to disparage anybody. I think it's wrong. I don't like it when people die, but that's the problem. It's so often reminded of my color. It's just really sad. We've got to do better, but we've got to demand better. It's so funny. We protest and they send riot guards, right? No, they killed people yesterday. Well, they tried to kill a guy and then he defended himself. They destroyed people's lives. They burned buildings down. And yeah, 32 people are now dead. So what do you think's going on, dude? He then goes on to bring up Breonna Taylor. This is getting crazy, man. I'll tell you what. The mind virus This cult. It's spreading. And it's here now. On whatever this story is, some basketball players buy Teslas so they don't get pulled over. What? Dude, that says right there it's about class, doesn't it? But they don't get it. I want you to go to a poor neighborhood. Tell me what you find driving around, you know, in a buy any car. They don't get it. This is insane, man. This is just the most insane thing I've ever read. If it turns out to be a hoax, I called it, right? I said I didn't believe it. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it there. But hey, get woke, go broke, right? At least the one thing I can say for sure is their ratings are down. I guess here we are. I'll see y'all in the next segment. Thanks for hanging out.